Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Halloween service. This is really exciting. Halloween service here at Buddhist Church of Oakland. And this year's theme for Halloween is transformation. Okay, transformation. And so I think they've been doing Halloween here at Buddhist Church of Oakland for a long time, certainly since I've been here, but it actually goes way back. And so I think you've seen this before. If you see on the monitor there, this is an advertisement for the Halloween party, October 29th, 1949. So they've at least been having a Halloween party here since then. But maybe I don't know if they did a service then or not, but that's one thing that has transformed as we do a Halloween service. And then we have our Halloween party. So what I did, I transformed this advertisement with the help of ChatGPT, my new best friend. It did it. It made the date for today, October 26, 2025, from 10:30 a.m., immediately following Halloween service at 10 a.m. Right? So that's one thing that was an example of transformation. Another is for the chanting today. So today we're going to chant Gassho to Amida. And so it's in the blue binder. So get the blue binder. We'll have to get a couple binders for people up here. How did it transform? You might be wondering what's going to be different. We're just going to chant it first, and then I'll tell you later, okay? So let's recite Gassho to Amida. It's under G in the blue folder. Namandab, 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 namandab. Namu Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I Gassho to Amida. Trees and grasses and flowers all grow in their compassion. Their light shines throughout the world. I Gassho to Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I Gassho to Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I Gassho to Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Their voice and my voice are one. I Gassho to Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namu Amida Butsu. Then I feel them take my hand. I Gassho to Amida. Nembutsu in work and play, every day with Amida, every moment filled with light. I Gassho to Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I Gassho to Amida. In the clear, bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I Gassho to Amida. Namu Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. Their great power guides my life. I Gassho to Amida. Namandabu. 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 Gan Shikudoku Byodo Seisai Dohoten Bodaishin Ojo Nakok. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda. You know what was different? Did you notice? So normally the last verse, for example, Namu Amida Butsu, I live in his compassion. His great power guides my life. I Gassho to Amida. But I replaced, well, my wife and I replaced all of the sheets in here last night. I got really good at the end and then it was all done. So we changed it. Now, Namu Amida Butsu, I live in great compassion. Their great power guides my life. I Gassho to Amida. So normally we think of Amida as he, and if we look at the statue and it's a male person, right? But I think Shinran Shonin actually didn't really like the statue, partly because we think we know when actually Amida Buddha is formless and inconceivable. So Shinran Shonin preferred Namo Amida Butsu written out. That's the name, right? And yet he also talks about Shakyamuni and Amida in this way. So there's a wasan, one of his poems. Shakyamuni and Amida are our compassionate father and our mother. Guiding us through various skillful means, they awaken in us the supreme Shinji. So it's kind of interesting, huh? Here he's following Shandao, who's one of the Chinese masters, and saying Shakyamuni and Amida are our compassionate father and our mother. In Japanese, there's a term oya-sama, right? And oya can mean parents, or it can mean father, or it can mean mother. It's kind of not restricted to one or the other gender, right? Now, the really interesting thing, not just this poem, but in the footnote, Shinran writes, Shaka wa ichinari, Mida wa haha nari to tatoe tamaeri. So that means Shakyamuni is likened to our father or Chichi. Amida is likened to our mother, Haha. Right? And so Shinran says that Amida is also our mother. Right? So in one way, we can think of Amida as male. Another way, we can think of Amida as mother, as female. And another way, we can think of Amida as transcending gender. Right? And so that's why I felt like having his power, his compassion is like it's old fashioned in a way, right? And I think it's a traditional way of thinking in even Shinran understanding Amida in these different ways. So that's why I wanted to transform Gassho to Amida for this one by not being sticking to one gender. Now, why did I choose transformation as the theme for today? The idea that I had that really got me going, because we've already seen the transformation of the flyer, right? We've seen the transformation of Gassho to Amida. We've even seen the transformation of Amida from he to they, right? But you know what one of the terms for ghost in Japanese? Not yokai, obake. Not baka, right? Obake, right? Obake. And that character in Obake is transform. It can actually be used for Buddha's transformation body, the Keshin or Nirmanakaya. Okay, so there's some ghosts in Japan, there's different kinds of ghosts, but some of them change shape, right? And so it might be a cat that transforms into something else, bakeneko, right? And so I don't know if you've ever heard that term, right? Bakeneko. And so things aren't always what they seem, right? Especially at Halloween time. Sometimes it's kind of scary. What was that? That light keeps flashing over there above the organ. Whoa. Who's that back there? I don't know. I don't know. Do you know anybody that plays shakuhachi? Is it a ghost? It's not a bakemono. There's a ghost over there. That's more a Western ghost. Oh, I got show to Amida. Yeah. Shakuhachi. Right? I hear shakuhachi. Right? Sometimes it can be scary, but sometimes it's fun. Right? You try to figure out who it is. Who might that be? Right? Not a whistle. Shakuhachi, the bamboo flute from Japan. That's what monks would do. They wear that the kind of basket and then walk around playing shakuhachi. Yeah. It's a person. You know what? It's Brian Wong. Yay. Thank you. There he is. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. You never know what might happen, huh? But just like Brian, we can transform at Halloween. I didn't really put on a costume. I had my hair down earlier, but I'm so hot that I put it up. And that's not really, it is kind of transforming, right? Because usually I don't have my hair down at service. I didn't shave this morning. That was my big costume idea, right? You can't even tell, right? But somebody did transform and put on a costume. So look at this stuff. Oh, wow. Whoa, look. You never know what might happen. He's real. It's Brian. is a maniac. Maybe. So look what I brought. I brought something to introduce our next guest. This is a triple, the trilogy of Lord of the Rings. Okay, Lord of the Rings is a story. You might have heard of The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, right? Have you seen the movie? This is the book. The book is better. The movie's amazing, but the book is better. This is my father's copy. My father's copy of Lord of the Rings, probably from the 60s, I think. It was apparently really hard to get back in the 60s, 50s, and 60s here in the States. You could only get as an import. And so I have this, I've read it, and it gave an idea for today's second special guest, Gary T. Groundhog. Woohoo! Look at that. Or should I say Gandalf T. Groundhog? Right? So yeah, he's on a box so you can see him better, right? He's got his staff. He still has his nenju, but he's got a beard made from cat hair. And the felt is from Michael's, about $2, right? And he's also even got a little green leaf because all the characters had these green leaf pins that I stole from the Dharma School board downstairs. Thank you, Dharma School superintendents. So I was thinking Gandalf, one of my favorite quotes. Gandalf says, "All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us." Right? So that's a cool quote from Gandalf. I don't think Gandalf T. Groundhog said that, the real Gandalf, right? And then, so I tried to put together, what this stands for, the GDP So this is going to transform to Grandpa delivers pizza every Monday and Wednesday. We know that we had it at Ohegon time, right? Giving, let's say it together, giving, discipline, patience, effort, meditation, and wisdom. Yeah, I should have made you guess, but I just wanted to do it because here's what do you think for Gary in his costume? Gandalf, dwarves, Pippin, elves, and Merry are wonderful. It was really hard to come up with one. This is the best I could do. But Pippin and Merry from Lord of the Rings, they're hobbits. Right, they're hobbits. You might normally think of Frodo or Bilbo. They're the more famous hobbits, but Pippin and Merry from Lord of the Rings are hobbits. Here's the whole group. What the reason I was thinking is it's wonderful in Tolkien's world. There's a lot of diversity, right? We have humans like Gandalf and Aragorn, and I forget the guy on the right. Uh, and then in front, or actually on the right, there's the dwarf, right? And in the middle is the elf, and then in front are the four hobbits. Right, so there are all these different people in Middle Earth, right, in Tolkien's world. So that was one thing that I kind of like about this. And there's another, this guy, Samwise Gamgee is another hobbit. He's Frodo's best friend, and he has the best quote. So here's the quote I'm going to give from him. "Even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer." Right? So sometimes life can be difficult, but things change. And I think a lot of people care about other people and are friendly, right? And so even though things might be difficult, we can go, right? We can keep going and we can have a better world. I like to think as a fan of Lord of the Rings, but also as a Buddhist. So I know Gandalf, dwarves, Pippin, elves, and Merry are wonderful. Not so good, right? For changing it. So this is still my favorite. Godzilla destroys places every movie. Wow. Right? So there's my favorite Godzilla face. There's my late cat Kismet doing the same face. So my saying for today, we heard from Gandalf, Gandalf T. Groundhog even. We heard from Sam. So me, Reverend Harry, be yourself. And sometimes it's hard to know, who am I? What is myself? Right? And so as we grow up, we can learn more about myself, interacting with other people, because we also want to let others be themselves. If I can be myself, then I want to also let other people be themselves. Right? Don't hang on to anger and hate. It's not always easy to do, but we don't want to cling to anger and hatred. I like to think we can be different and yet celebrate our commonalities. right? It's okay to be different, but we can also be different together. Right? So let's conclude today's Dharma message because I know we want to get to the party. So let's conclude with Gassho and put our hands together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Okay, let's sing Agatha because I know you want to get to the party. So let's sing Farewell. And it's on page 45 in the small book. I think a lot of you already know it, have it memorized. Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha's love will keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namu Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namu Amida Butsu, sunny day or rain. Namu Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namu Amida Butsu, till we meet again. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Okay, thank you for joining us for our Halloween service with our theme of transformation. And now I think we can dismiss everybody to Halloween party. Woohoo! Yay! You can come and do Oshoko if you haven't had a chance already.